Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Welcome back. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me see if I can see myself in the group here, make sure we're live. Let's see here. Can you guys hear me okay? We got people jumping on, I see. Welcome, welcome. If you can, watch live. Okay. We are in business. Okay, what's up, guys? Tadesh, how you doing, buddy? Can you guys hear me okay? Yo, yo, what's up, guys? So anybody that's new, you got to click on this thing that says Grant StreamYard Access so I can hear or I can see your name. Christian, my man, appreciate you, brother. Glad you're here. Excited to make the announcement tonight. What's going on? Okay, awesome. Thank you, Tadej. I appreciate it. Guys, it's been a few weeks. It's been 3 weeks since I've seen you guys. Super thankful to be back with y'all and excited to see you guys tonight. How's everybody doing? We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, a lot of wins within just 3 weeks. Holly, oh my gosh, Holly. I'm going to do my best not to tear up tonight talking about you. I hope I don't get choked up. I read your post earlier today. I'm like, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry like a baby when trying to read this. I'm not going to be able to read this. So Holly, I'm so excited for you. I'm so thankful for you and super excited to share your results tonight. Steve, my man, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Mike, great to see you, man. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I am still in Ohio, guys. We got snow yesterday. I haven't been in Ohio. So I got my hoodie on. It's freezing. There was snow yesterday. And I'm like, I haven't been in Ohio or the Midwest for 19 years. So this is the first time I am in cold weather in December. So I'm freaking out. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm working on the plan is to try to get back to LA as soon as possible. So now that we're sold out of shampoo, that is going to help me kind of transition everything to LA and give me a little bit of time to kind of catch up. So guys, I appreciate you guys. Yes, Holly, you're amazing. I'm so freaking happy for you. And yeah, I'm just blown away by you and your results. And it's like that. If there was nobody else that got any benefit from Adegen, if you were the only person, it was still well worth it to me. So like, I'm so happy for you, and your results are just amazing. Jace, what's going on, man? Good to see you, buddy. What's going on? Christian, I think that's Christian. You just got to click and say Grant StreamYard Access so I can see everybody's name. Awesome, guys. So I appreciate you guys' time. We've had a busy week. Do you still have Topical 5? Yes, we have. Yeah, we have plenty of Topical, guys. We're not running out of Topical tonight. I'm sorry to. I mean, it's a great problem to have, to be honest with you, that we sold out of shampoo. We had a bunch of units, and I did not anticipate that we were going to sell out that fast. So I apologize, but it's a good sign that things are going well, that it's helping people. And so we're doubling down. I just ordered 10,000 more units, and I'm going to discuss that later on tonight. So, but yeah, topicals were good. Yo, what's going on? Oh, my man, Austin Dixon, Grant StreamYard Access, dude. What the heck? Come on, man. Mina, so nice to see you. You're amazing. I appreciate it. Chris, my man in the UK. I love it. I'm just blown away that you guys are all here tonight on a Thursday night talking about hair loss and hair growth. It's been a crazy day and just got back from a little workout a little while ago. So, all right, guys, let's get started here. Let me make sure I got the buttons clicking here properly. And we are going to slide over to the presentation. So guys, real quick, this is not legal advice. I'm not a doctor. This content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, a diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your physician or qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. So I hope you guys are all disclaimed. So guys, this is, we haven't, I think it's been 3 weeks because of Thanksgiving. I didn't see you guys last week. Yeah, by the way, I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know COVID, gosh, it's crazy because in April when we launched, I was quarantined in Florida and COVID was really bad. And here we are. It seems like COVID's bad again. And there are a lot of families that weren't even able to get together for Thanksgiving. So I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving, was able to get together with your families. And yeah, I'm certainly thankful for you guys, and thankful for this group and all the people in it. And this is what it looks like, guys. So last week, or I forget when I posted this, a couple weeks ago, I think we crossed over the 3,000 mark. Now we're at like 3,600. So we had 600 people join within the last couple of weeks. So it's even more than this. But to put it into perspective, a visualization, this is the group that we have, guys. 3,600 people. This is an auditorium of 3,000. So just to give you guys a visual perspective of what this group is, and it's growing quickly, and it's pretty incredible to see what's going on. So I wanted you guys just to show you guys like what this community is. And I go to a conference every year called Funnel Hacking Live. It's like a marketing business conference. That's actually where I met Austin, and there's about 5,000 people in it, and it is packed. I mean, it's insane how many people are there, pushing, rushing down to get doors and into the seats. And this is pretty freaking close. So to put that into perspective for me, it's just insane. So I say that because I appreciate you guys. Very humbled by everybody here, and everybody is welcome, and super grateful for you guys. And I think we have something really special, a very special community that I'm super excited about and very thankful for. All right, guys. So I'd like to start. This is my favorite night of the week, guys, because we get to share your guys' wins. And this is what it's all about for me, and what keeps me going and keeps me inspired and keeps me pushing. So this is Christian. He posted this just a couple of days ago, actually. And he said, "Hey, everyone, thought I'd share my progress with you because I've been having some new hairs pop up almost every day in my temporal region. On the left, I shaved off my head, which is the top picture. And on the right, it's 3 weeks after Adegen. I was a very skeptical person by nature, so I made sure to get different perspectives before I posted this. I asked my fiance and my mother, and they noticed the progression, and they both were confident that they saw the improvement themselves. So when I first saw this, I thought I just saw 3. I just kind of briefly skimmed through the comment, and I just assumed 3 months. And then I start seeing some people comment saying that that it was 3 weeks. Like, what is this? This is impossible. There's no way. And like, I was like, 3 weeks, what the heck? So this is unbelievable. I think this is probably one of the fastest transformations that I've seen personally in the group. And it's really interesting when everybody comments on the post and things like that. And, I don't ask anybody to post, like, everybody that's posted knows this, but like to everybody else in the group, I'm not asking people to share their pictures and saying, please share your progress pictures and stuff like that. So everybody posts voluntarily, and there's no reward. I'm not giving people, free stuff or paying them money but everybody is so skeptical, and I understand why, and rightfully so. You should be skeptical. But yeah, these pictures are not manufactured. They're not Photoshopped. These are people in the group that are just posting their pictures. And I'm super thankful for it, because I think, the most important thing about making change, and really change is the hardest thing as humans to create. And not just talking about hair loss, but changing your health, your diet, working out, your routines, your habits. Like, there's all the books about the power of habit and Atomic Habits, and those books are popular because it's really hard to make change in our life, and it takes a lot of self-discipline, and it takes a lot of character. And I think the most important thing, and I really think that that's my main responsibility with Adegen, is really helping you guys believe and see what is possible. Because if you don't see, and if you don't believe it's possible, you're not going to do the things that you need to do and take the actions that you need to take to have the results that you can have. But if you don't believe that, then what's the point? So that's really, I think, why this group is so special, and it's so amazing that you guys are communicating and supporting and encouraging each other. And that's what this group is about, guys. And we're making some changes to the group as well. And that this group is meant to be a positive, safe place. I've had a couple comments of saying, "Hey, my friend got removed, this or that." Guys, we'll kick people out. We kick people out every day. And it's not trying to manipulate people. It's not trying to, convince or brainwash people that Adegen is the best thing in the world. Adegen, I'm 100% convinced that Adegen is the best thing in the world. So I'm completely confident in saying that. I'm not like afraid or embarrassed to say that. But this group is a support group. It's a positive group. It's here to encourage and inspire people. And if anybody comes in here with negative or skeptical is fine. I highly encourage you to be skeptical, but I think the role of this group is to treat other people the way you'd want to be treated. So if you come in here and attack anybody, or if you're negative, basically that's it. So I appreciate you guys. Christian, your results are just freaking incredible. And like, dude, I mean, yeah, this is even hard for me to believe, guys. So I'm right there with you. It's amazing to see. I tell people 90 days because 90 days is the beginning. It's the early phase of the anagen, the new hair cycle. So this is like, dude, I'm so excited to see what your progress is going to be like, Christian, at 90 days and in the future. But I mean, your hair looks like, it looks completely healthy. So I asked him, I'm like, dude, this is incredible. I'm super curious. Like, what are you doing? What's your routine? What else are you doing? And he said, so he asked for his routine. He says, I use exactly 2 mLs of the Topical 5 every day. No more, no less. And he thinks because he shaved his head that he can get it to absorb in his scalp better. He shampoos. Before I shampoo, I get my hair soaked in hot water, not warm. So, I have always recommended warm water for the law of thermodynamics to open up that scalp and help the ingredients penetrate the epidermis to get to the hair follicle. And then he says, since I don't have long hair, I don't have to worry about my hair looking dry after my scalp is wet. I put on the shampoo, a quarter amount of the shampoo, massaged around. I then use the 2 brushes over my entire head, not just the bald spots. Great. I totally recommend. For about 2 minutes, I make sure that my entire head is red, but not in a ton of pain. After I use the brushes, I add another dime size of the shampoo and massage my scalp again. I let it sit for 5 minutes, then rinse with hot water. Derma roll, I roll every 3 days right before I put on the topical. I derma roll vertically 10 times, diagonally 10 times. That way I cover as much as possible. And then, he talked about other healthy lifestyle choices and things like that. But you can clearly see that his hair is a different texture, a different thickness. And like, especially, I don't know if you guys can see, you can't see my cursor here. But like right past that, right kind of in the middle part of his scalp, you can see he's got that little patch of hair and then it's kind of gone. And then the bottom picture, you can see that that's completely filled in. So super incredible, super inspiring. And that's exactly the routine that I've kind of recommended from the very beginning. So, everybody is, wants to maximize the routine and and I understand we're always looking for the details, like the smallest details. But the most important thing, guys, like I've always said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's about consistency over time. So you have to give it time. You have to be consistent. And you have to use enough topical solution. And so super awesome, Christian. Appreciate you sharing that with us. So, and again, guys, these are just the results from the last 3 weeks that people have posted in the group. These are not all the results, but I love going over and just highlighting everybody and congratulating everybody. And it inspires me. So, Sarah, she said, I just threw out my first empty bottle of Adegen, which means it's time for an update. The picture on the left is day 1, and this is 90 days on the right. This is the first product I've tried in years to see positive results. Well, I'm not at my desired results yet. I know I'm heading in the right direction and can't wait to see the change in another 90 days. Not only do I notice the results, but my mom, my biggest hair loss critic, has made numerous remarks about my regrowth and overall health of my hair. John, thank you. And it's funny you say that, Sarah, because my mom was my hardest hair loss critic as well. And I remember bending down to pick up my golf clubs one day, and I didn't have my hat on. And she's like, "Oh, Johnny, you're losing your hair around your crown." I was like, "Oh, it hurts so bad." So I get it. But Sarah, your hair looks amazing. And so 90 days, guys, again, is just the very beginning where I say you can expect to see positive change and positive results. But that is just the beginning. That's literally the tip of the iceberg, and the results will continue to improve up until 2 years and even after 2 years. So yeah, this is incredible. You can see, you can see clearly that the hair around the hairline is healthier. It's filling in that thinning area. You have it's incredible. You have new growth coming in. And not only that, just your overall hair texture is much healthier as well. And it's awesome to see, Sarah, because your hairline's intact, and that that thinning area is going to 100% fill in. I'm 100% confident that. And you'll never have to worry about or be self-conscious about your hair loss again. And you can actually be proud and excited to style your hair and go out without wearing a hat or worrying about what people are thinking about your hair. So not that it matters what anybody thinks about you or worries about anyway. The only thing that matters is what we think about ourselves. But to be able to not have that anxiety about hair loss is something that's why we're here. And that's why Adegen is here. So this is, I saw this, and this is a really cool story. Naveen, I wanted to just share quickly about this story. So, I got stuck in Ohio with quarantine. We were using a shipping fulfillment company to handle all of our shipping. And as the early people know, they were screwing up our orders and they were sending the wrong products. And I said, oh my God, after 8 years of all this work, now you guys are sending the wrong, you're not doing the detailed shipping properly. And so I was like beside myself. So anyway, we ended up firing them, and I had to ship all the products somewhere, but this was during COVID. So I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. My family's here. I grew up on a farm, and we have storage and businesses here. So I shipped everything to Ohio, and that's where I've been here since then. So Naveen, those letters, I do a signed letter, that literally is my signature that I sign on every letter that I ship with the order, because I want you guys to know that I really do care and that I'm involved in this business and not just, whatever. But so I get those printed at Staples down the road, and I go into Staples one day, and this guy walks up to me. He's like, I was asking, I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick up my letters. And he says, are you John Goss? And I said, yeah, I am. Who are you? Who are you? How'd you know that? And he's like, dude, I read your letter. I read your letter that we printed for you. And he's like, I've been trying to get in touch with you. Naveen, what's up, man? I see your comment, brother. Dude, such a cool story. So he's like, dude, I saw the letter and I've been trying to get in touch with you. And dude, tell me about Adegen. So we had a talk. And so now every time I go back, I see Naveen. He's a super cool dude, and super thankful for him. And I saw his picture. He just posted this in the group not too long ago. And I'm like, dude, what a random, crazy story. That, from, getting the letter printed and reaching out to me. So I was like, I got to share this. And Naveen, it looks awesome, dude. Your hair looks great. This is 90 days, I believe. First pick is September 20th when I started. So September, October, November. So not quite 3 months, but about 2.5. So guys, look at what is possible. Most people would see this and think that this was a hair transplant, and that it is not possible to have these results without a hair transplant. And I'm going to be talking about hair transplants later. But you can see in the crown, and actually the picture on the left is dry hair, and the picture on the right looks like it has some gel in it, which typically makes the hair look thinner and more sparse because it clumps the hair together. But actually, his hair, even on the right, looks better with the gel. So you can see around the crown, like new growth filling in the scalp. Incredible. So Naveen, I don't know what else to say, bro, but dude, it looks awesome. I'm super, super pumped for you, and keep doing exactly what you're doing, because it's working. This entire crown area is going to fill in, and you won't have to worry about hair loss ever again, man. So appreciate you, bro. I need a discount at Staples, man. Those letters are expensive. So hook your brother up. All right, so here's Steve. Steve is a friend of a friend from Tampa, Florida. And Steve posted in here. You can see the first one is day left, or the furthest on the left is day one. And then the middle picture is 90 days. And you can clearly see, much healthier hair, healthier thickness, and especially in the front and around the hairline, in the middle picture compared to the left. And then the right one is 180 days. So the lighting's a little bit different, but you can see that there's a lot more hair. It looks like his hair is kind of matted down a little bit as well, but you can see a tremendous difference in the amount of hair that is filling in around the crown. So that's why I say, guys, 90 days is just literally the beginning, just the tip. And he still will have much more regrowth in here, but you can see, like, there's no bald spot anymore. There's hair filling in there. It's a little lighter, it looks like, but that will fill in. It will grow into terminal hairs, and Boom. So the hairline looks good. Looks like the temples have filled in much better. So Steve, super pumped for you, dude. Thank you for sharing. I got this email, I think yesterday, the day before, but it was from Axel, and he said, "Hey, brother, I just wanted to share with you my progress. 70 days of just using the shampoo. Thank you for all that you're doing. Life-changing product, guys. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Life-changing product. Wow, it is amazing to hear that from other people, and I'm super, super grateful to hear that as well, because it has been a long journey, and I believe, so strongly in Adegen, and it's made such a big difference in me, for me, but to also be able to share that with people and get messages like that, guys, this is what it's all about. So this is pretty significant because he's just using the shampoo, which we're sold out of. I apologize. But 70 days, so not even 3 months. And you can see his hairline is filling in pretty well, more hair growth. And again, guys, like that's the thing. It's like, dude, Axel, you'll never have to worry about hair loss again, dude. You're regrowing and you're having healthier hair with just using the shampoo and the brush. So keep doing what you're doing, man. It looks awesome. I really appreciate you sending me the message. This is Hugo. So Hugo messaged me, and he actually, at the beginning, he was like, dude, I'm not sure, if I'm seeing results or whatever. I'm like, well, dude, send me your pictures. Let me see. Tell me what your routine is. And guys, that's why it's so important. Like your routine, I can give you everything. And like, there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, when I say I'm confident at Adegen, guys, I've basically invested my entire life savings. I'm all in. And, I didn't do that just on a whim, on a hope. I'm that confident, and I believe in Adegen that much. But you need to use, your responsibility is to be consistent and to follow the routine and the protocol exactly the way that I tell you. So that's why I always ask, I'm like, what's your routine? So Hugo messaged me, and he's like, hey. So at the beginning, he was like, I'm not sure if I'm, seeing much results or what's going on. Is there anything I could do better? And then I'm like, well, send me your pictures, dude. I'm like, and then he sent me these. I'm like, holy crap, bro. I'm like, dude, yes, absolutely. So the first one is when he started. The second one was progress halfway through. And then the one on the right is his most recent. And I think he's at like 4 months, 4 or 5 months. Hugo, I'm not sure if you're on. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But so you can see, I mean, basically, the whole front of his hair is filling in much better. His temples are filling in much better. And the top of his head and the crown is full too. So, and again, guys, 4 or 5 months still at the beginning phase, like a year, 18 months, 2 years, it will continue to get better and better and thick. Like hair loss, Hugo, this picture on the left, he's been suffering from hair loss for years. Adegen is a miracle in my opinion, but even saying that it's a miracle, it takes time, guys. Like you're trying to reverse literally years, sometimes over 10 years of chronic, hair loss, chronic disease. Hair loss is a disease, 100%. It's a disease of the hair follicle because it's not getting adequate blood supply to the hair follicle. So, the hair follicle has been struggling. It's been not getting the nutrients and oxygen that it needs to be healthy. So we're reversing hair loss. Literally, this is reversing, not just stopping hair loss. This is reversing hair loss in 90 days. So that is incredible in my personal opinion. And I think that's why, we're having so much success, guys, because results don't lie. We had somebody actually write a bad review about us, and it was from a guy that I kicked out of the group because he was trying to spam our group with he was trying to promote his own products, and he got removed from the group. And so then he wrote a negative review about Adegen and said that, so guys, results don't lie. It's not even worth my time, but results do not lie. And that's why I think, this group is special. That's why this group is here. And Hugo, you look freaking awesome, bro. So keep doing exactly what you're doing. It looks great. Steve, my man, is on the call. I appreciate you, brother. Steve said, for those in the group, remember John clearly states it's a marathon, not a sprint. Funny, just said that. As I shared in my last month, I continue to be ecstatic. I'm 15 weeks in. So you can see here on the left is August, then October, and now November. So Steve, your hair looks awesome, dude. It is interesting. Everybody's been commenting about the hair getting darker and more more of the natural or older color or younger color, I should say. When basically it's not that it makes the hair darker or that it just restores the hair back to its natural color. So yeah, dude, your crown is filling in. I see a lot of growth here. And dude, it looks awesome, man. That crown, and guys, the crown grows, it fills in from the outside in. So as like you can see here on the furthest left picture, the crown's pretty big. The second picture, it's getting smaller. And then on the third picture, it's even smaller. So, it kind of fills in from the outside in. So Steve, it looks awesome, dude. I appreciate you, bro. This is FX. I'm not sure if I pronounce your name right or if that's an acronym or, but allow me to share my progress 6 weeks. The orange picture on the left was when I applied the solution. The pic on the right is dry hair. I hope I did not imagine. I thought I saw some baby hair growing. So 6 weeks, guys, you shouldn't be able to see anything really in 6 weeks. I know Christian at the beginning had 3 weeks. So to see these things happening that quickly is pretty amazing. So the left, you can see, so this is with the topical in. So, the hair is a little bit wet or more clumped together, kind of like gel. And then on the right is the before and after. And you can really see on the right, we talk about like the shiny scalp, right? Like the shiny scalp is a sign of calcification. It's a sign of, the tissue, the epidermis not getting blood flow, and it's not a healthy sign. You do not want your scalp to be shiny. So you can see the difference in the scalp on the right versus the scalp on the left, in the purple picture here. And you can see new hair growth filling in. You can see new hair growth filling in and thickening up in that middle, that in the crown area, and it's not shiny anymore. So awesome. FX, it looks great, man. 6 weeks, dude. You're way ahead of the schedule, dude. You're a guy. You'll never have to worry about hair loss again. And yeah, man, hair looks awesome. So congratulations. This was Pamela. I saw a picture somebody was asking about ladies, and then I saw she commented on this, and she said, search for my post. I just had my 6-month shampoo only, and I'm happy as can be. Happy can be. Patience plus consistency equals seriously have stopped thinking about my hair other than to smile. What a blessing to me. Guys, this is so awesome. And I'm so thankful for this. And what a freaking amazing feedback for me to hear. So thankful. So yeah, like these were, this was just a post in the group and a comment. So the pictures are a little smaller, but you can see, the hairline filling in, the hair's healthy, and again, just using the shampoo and the brushing. So Pamela, I appreciate you sharing and encouraging other people because it was a woman that asked. So it's awesome to see. And I really didn't anticipate, women, as many women in the group as there are. And it's funny because even, I showed my mom, even my own mom, right? So my mom, cause like I'm showing her all the pictures and I'm like, Mom, look at this. This is incredible. Look at this picture. Look at this message. So then she's like, man, I want to start trying and using some Adegen. So she even started using Adegen because of other women's success. And she's had amazing results as well. But if it wasn't for other women in this group, she probably would have never even thought that it was for her. So it's really cool to see other women helping each other and talking and inspiring each other and supporting each other. So Pamela, I appreciate you doing that. And this is Riley. This was actually in the same post. And Riley commented and she said, on the left, she said, this is day 1. And then this is day 30. On the right. So far, I'm seeing some results. She says, she says, yeah, I know, right? I can't hardly believe it myself. Can't wait to see what 3 months does. Stick with it and you will see similar. So she had a couple other comments as well. But Riley, incredible. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely incredible. And I wish I could move my cursor here. Maybe I can. Okay, so guys, check this out here. I hope you can see my cursor now, but this is what's so powerful here, in my personal opinion, when I saw this picture. So you can see right here, if you can see my cursor, this is her hairline, right? But her part is here. You really can't even see a hairline. There's no visible line of hair here. You guys see what I'm talking about? Can you see my cursor here? So, the hair is okay here, it's okay here, but you can see this is the, troubled area, and you can see that it's getting thinning and sparse through here, and there's no real hard hairline. Now, you look over on the right picture, and you can see, yes, this is definitely filling in. This area is filling in. But guys, look at this. Look at her hairline here. This is her original hairline that is completely filling in, versus here that is just completely open. So this is actually restoring the hairline itself, the original hairline, and it's filling in this balding thin area. And this is going to completely fill in 100%, because if this is filling in like this, so Riley, I'm super pumped for you. And this is like, people talk about, will this work on my hairline? Well, if this doesn't answer that question, then nothing will, because you can clearly see a difference. And this is only 30 days, guys. This is way, way ahead of schedule. I say 90 days before you should even expect to see results. And I say that because I don't, the goal is to, the last thing that I want to do is sell somebody Adegen that it's not going to help them. Not only because that's the right thing to do, but also because I don't want to deal with people that are saying, hey, I'm not, it's not working for me. Or like, the last thing I want to do is sell somebody Adegen or have somebody buy Adegen and use it and not get the results that they're looking for. But like, this is absolutely incredible. And it is restoring her hairline completely, and in 30 days, which is insane. So Riley, you're in a great place, and thank you for sharing that as well, and supporting other women in the group. All right, so Nick posted, he said, this is a post for those who haven't seen the results yet. How we doing, guys? Okay, 32 minutes. This is a post for those who haven't seen the results yet. Keep going. I turned 24 this year. I've been losing my hair since I was 20. Same here. Losing hair so young isn't a lot of fun. I'm hyper aware of not only my own hair, but also of how much better everyone's hair is around me. God, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I would go to restaurants and I'd see guys that had like really healthy hair. I'm like, damn, that guy. But he said, being the youngest guy in the workplace with the least hair isn't a great feeling. And he wrote a long post. This was the most I could crop out, kind of the beginning and the end. But he said, I'm writing this mostly to encourage anyone who hasn't gotten what they want to keep going. You might need to tweak or your routine or add some products. I can't guarantee it will work for anyone. But don't give up till you give it a full shot. I can't tell you how good it feels to finally get the results you were hoping for. Thank you to John and the Adegen team for all your hard work that's going into making this possible. Bro, it is my absolute pleasure. So Nick started with, the shampoo, and he used the shampoo, I think, for 2 months, and then he added the topical. So this is basically, so April 10th. So this was 10 days before we even launched Adegen. So this was, he must have been getting prepared. I'm not sure. But yeah, so April 20th we launched. So April 10th is his first picture before Adegen. July 23rd, you can see, you can see a little bit of results, maybe like a little bit in the front, and then so shampoo for 2 months, and then switch to using the topical. And I'm not sure if he's using a roller or not, but you can clearly see a difference on the right. And again, it's been a journey for Nick. He, like you said, he used the topical, or he used the shampoo for 2 months and was like, hey, I really want to try and go all in. So he started using the topical solution, and boom. So Nick, I appreciate you, brother. What an incredible, inspiring story. Dude, your results are going to continue to get better and better. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. It looks awesome. Dude, your hair looks much, much healthier, and I'm super pumped for you, dude. So I was the same way. I was losing my hair. As a lot of you guys know, I was voted best hair in high school, and my hair was my identity. And then I started losing my hair. So I know exactly how you feel being the young guy losing their hair. But thankfully, we don't have to do that anymore. Okay, guys. So this, I'm going to do my best to not get choked up here. Holly Thompson, she said, so excited to share my 3-month mark. Well, about 3.5 months. First off, let me say how amazing it is to be part of this group. I've been keeping up with how everyone is doing since day one of this process, and wow, I'm so happy for everyone and their results. It's been so helpful to see how many people are going through the same thing. I've been losing a lot of my hair for the past 10 years, and I've spent a lot of money trying to grow my hair with 0 results. I'd given up, and for the past couple of years, I wore heavy sewn-in extensions, basically a wig. It was very expensive and uncomfortable. My hair looked nice, but I always felt that I was hiding from people. I realized I had a wall up, and because I thought if people found out my imperfection, I would be rejected. Yeah. So I've seen so much shame around hair loss for 10 years, blah, blah, blah. You guys can read this yourself. But Holly, you're awesome. So you can see Holly's picture on the left. Incredible. Young girl, like beautiful young girl, struggling with significant, I would call this, this is called diffuse thinning, which there's all these acronyms and all these names for hair loss, and it all comes down to the same thing, guys: blood flow restriction to the hair follicle. That is the only issue. That's the reason why we're losing our hair. That's the reason why hair loss supplements don't help. That's it comes down to a blood flow restriction to the hair follicle. And so women, there's the male pattern, the female pattern hair loss, but women tend to have a more of a diffuse thinning where it just kind of thins all over, rather than like the male with the receding hairline, the balding crown, and the temples. So this is Holly's before and after picture at 3.5 months, guys. Absolutely incredible. The top of her hair, the side of her hair. This is the right side, and this is the left side. Holly, I am literally blown away. I'm so thankful, and I'm so happy that you, like, you're beautiful regardless. You're beautiful the way you are before, but I'm just so happy that you're happy and that your hair looks so great and that your hair is healthy. And guys, that's what it is. It's just health. You're restoring health. Like, looks, yes, looks are something, but it's really, health is important. And that's really what this is. It's restoring health to the hair follicle. And if you do that, the hair will take care of itself. Clearly, as you can see here. So Holly, you've had a huge impact in the group. I think your post had like over 255 comments. Yeah. So, just absolutely incredible. You, yeah. And to be able to share that vulnerability with people speaks a lot to the type of person that you are and the character that you have, and your heart that you want to help people. So super awesome. You're incredible. I really appreciate you. So updates. Look at this guy. So this is, if you guys don't recognize that beautiful face, this is our boy Christian. So guys, we got a big update. Christian is now part of the Adegen team, and we're so thankful to have him. Christian is somebody that's been with us since the very beginning, and somebody that really just stuck out like a sore thumb because of all the, the effort and the time and the energy and the time that he was spending helping people in the comments. And I noticed it from the beginning. And so I try to thank everybody, and let everybody know that I do appreciate, their feedback and their comments and when they're helping people, because guys, that's what it's about. So Christian, it's really interesting. So actually, let me show you Christian's before picture. So this picture is, you can see me in Austin. This is us this week when we were, basically, reached out to Christian. We had a talk and interviewed him and talked and hired him and made the offer, which thankfully he accepted. And we're so thankful to have him. But and you can see the picture's a little grainy because Christian lives in Venezuela, but you can see his picture of his hair on the left. This is his before picture. And you can see his picture on the right from this week. So anyway, so Christian, we're so thankful to have Christian on the team. Guys, as you know, the group is getting big, and it's getting to the point where I can't manage it and Austin can't manage it ourselves. And as we grow, we are looking for, the right type of people that we think encompasses the Adegen philosophy, the Adegen, character and morals. And Christian is just an incredible human. And when I first saw him, doing all these comments and everything, and he even asked me at the beginning, Adegen was expensive for him, the Venezuelan government and his business with his family, and the prices. Anyway, so he's in Venezuela, and so after a couple of months, I'm like, dude, Christian, you're spending so much time. I really, really appreciate everything that you're doing in the group, and from here on out, Adegen is on the house. You get free Adegen products. Thank you so much for being in this group and all that you're doing. And I just wanted to reward him and let him know that we really appreciated all that he was doing. So, and then a couple of weeks go by, and I'm like, man, now Austin and I were talking. We're like, dude, we need more help. We can't keep up with all the messages and Facebook messages and comments. And so I was like, dude, I know just the perfect guy. Super, super excited for Christian. So Christian is now going to be on our team officially. And he is going to be, really leading up and really, taking, not really doing anything more than he's been doing, because he's been doing such a great job already and helping so many people. But you'll see and hear a lot more from Christian in the group. And he is gonna help us with customer service, and he's gonna help with emails and messages and Facebook messages. And I would see these answers that he would reply to people. I'm like, man, this guy knows this stuff better than even I do. His answers are better than mine. So, Christian, we're certainly thankful for you, and we're really excited for you to be on the team. So, welcome to the team, brother. And if you guys can all give Christian a shout out and tell him how much you appreciate him, and welcome him. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to him or keep doing what you're doing, but he's here to help you guys. And he is the perfect guy for the job. So Christian, super thankful for you, and proud that you're on the team, man. So another update, Austin, we are working on, guys, the goal is to try to give you guys, the goal is to give you the best results possible and to help as much as possible. So, we're trying to manage the support, and we reply to every single message and question, and I wake up with hundreds of messages. So the goal is to, to really give you guys the best customer experience. So we added something to the Shopify store or the website, Austin. So there's a support button now that you guys can chat in there, and which will help you guys if you have any questions. It will link to the FAQ page. So if you type in a question, and it will give you some automatic answers. So rather than having to read through the whole site, we're going to update this with, we're going to continue to update this as we go with just a ton of, information. So you can go in there and type the questions, and then Christian will also be able to kind of direct you guys to the right content as you go. So anyway, that's on the site now, a little pop-up where you guys can add support. So I did a live about the new SM brush. Last week I was in Pennsylvania working with an industrial designer that we hired that is just incredible guy. And we've been working on this now for a few months. But I'm very OCD, and everything the details are very important. So I was like, we're close. So it's pretty much finished. And I'm like, dude, I want to come spend an entire day with you to go over every single dimension, over every single element and measurement, and make sure everything is exactly perfect before we send this off. So I wanted just to show you guys a little bit about what we're working on. And guys, like, I have such a newfound respect for when you see products or anything really, but like, this product is seemingly something really simple, right? It's a one-piece plastic silicone brush, but the amount of detail that goes into making something like this, to do it right, to really do something special, is insane. And so I just wanted to show you guys some pictures. There's 19 different planes which because the brush curves and it's not a perfect circle, and it was just an incredible, awesome experience, and it was so cool to be able to see. In my mind, I know what I wanted. I knew the direction and the things that we were working towards. The goal and what we're trying to accomplish. And what the SM brush does, as you guys know, it it stimulates the scalp, but it removes the dead skin, dandruff, sebum on the scalp, and it opens up the epidermis, and it helps the shampoo's ingredients penetrate the scalp. But it also really helps with increasing blood flow, and it's a big part of why the Adegen shampoo is so effective. There were many years where I would say that there's no possible way that a shampoo could do anything for hair loss, that it's total BS. So when people come in and they don't believe it, I totally understand, because I was in the same place. But what this brush does, it is a really important part of the protocol, and it really works synergistically with the topical as well, because the topical uses retinol and retin-A to help create cell turnover, which expedites the process of the epidermis shedding the outer layer of the skin, and it also helps drive the active ingredients through the epidermis. But the goal of this brush is to pass through the scalp, or pass through the hair easily without pulling the hair, but also be strong enough and stiff enough to be able to stimulate the scalp. So it's pretty challenging, but I'm really excited about this. And we added over 30% more surface area. So and there's nothing wrong with the brush. I'm still using that brush, the brush that you guys are all using now as well. It's great. But this is definitely, like, I'm a huge fan of Steve Jobs, and he said, like, innovate. You have to constantly innovate. So we're never going to stop innovating. We're never going to stop. You're either growing or you're sliding backwards. So we're never going to stop pushing the envelope and constantly innovating, whatever that means. And we have no idea even, what the future holds, but we're going to constantly be pushing the envelope, trying to get better and better and better. I'm super confident in the products that we have now, the topical solutions, and I think it is the best solution. It is a final real solution to hair loss. And we may even go outside of hair loss eventually. Who knows what the future is, but we're going to constantly be pushing the boundaries of what's possible and constantly be growing. And you can see on the left, the bristle, you can see like the bristle pattern, which was it looks pretty here, but it was a insane, like the calculations and the literally formulas that we had to use. And this isn't my expertise, but the formulas to see that what went into this to space those bristles properly, insane. But what we did, one of the improvements that you can see on the left is the base of the bristle is there's a step there. So you can see, because again, guys, it needs to be stiff, but it also has to be thin to pass through the hair without damaging the hair, but it has to have a big enough surface area to remove the dead skin and dandruff and stimulate the scalp. So I'm super excited about this. But that little step increases the how would I say this? It increases the stiffness, or the stiffness, I would say, of the bristle, but without having to make a stiffer, harder plastic, so it can still be soft enough for the scalp. So we're going to make the new, we're testing different polymers and plastics and silicones. I think we're going to make it just ever so slightly softer than the current one. Very slightly softer, because it's going to be a little bit softer, but we're also adding 30% more surface area. So if you can kind of imagine laying like on a bed of nails, if you've seen like those, illusions where people are laying on nails, well, they can do that because there's so much surface area. So that's why this is, why I'm really excited about this. But I wanted to just show you guys what we've been working on and share that with you. So it was really cool. So guys, as you know, most of you guys, unfortunately, we sold out of shampoo. And I hate the fact that we did sell out of shampoo, because, I'm trying everything that I could possibly do to serve you guys at the highest level. And so I apologize. But we are doing everything we possibly can to expedite this process. And the shampoo is actually it's one of the most challenging products. It's more difficult to formulate the shampoo than it is actually the topical solution, because it has it has a lot more ingredients. And the ingredients we actually have to source from multiple different people. So and I already placed the order for the shampoo about 5 weeks ago for all the raw ingredients. So we have to order all these raw ingredients, and we use very select sources that we get these ingredients for quality. And so yeah, guys, quality. I will never compromise quality, no matter what. I will never compromise quality for price, compromise quality for speed. So yeah, so we're out of shampoo, unfortunately, but we just ordered 10,000 more units, which is, you can imagine, really expensive. But we got 10,000 units that will be done. I'm pushing them really, really hard, and we're trying to get it done as soon as possible. And I've had a lot of people ask me, so what should I do? Should I wait to use, until the kits are back available before I start Adegen? I'm not here to try to sell you Adegen, but if you're asking what should you do, I would definitely not wait till the shampoo. If you're losing your hair, I would definitely still use the topical solution, because you do not want to. Hair loss is a chronic disease. It's a blood flow restriction to the hair follicle, and you want to reverse that as soon as humanly possible. So you're restoring health to that hair follicle. And you can absolutely do that with the topical solution and the brushing and the roller. Yes, the shampoo and the brushing is the foundation of the whole protocol, but the topical solution is still extremely effective, and you can absolutely 100% still reverse and stop hair loss with the topical and the brushing and the roller. So, if you do run out of shampoo, it's not the end of the world. Still make sure that you're brushing. Make sure that you're, still brushing aggressively. You can brush on dry hair. You can use, whatever shampoo that you were using before to clean the scalp, but still really, really make sure you're brushing every day. Or if you're not showering that day, still brush every other day when the topical is not in your hair, or if it's not dried. So sorry about that, guys. Okay, so this is an update. I thought this GIF was so funny. So guys, what we're working on, this is our new, did you guys notice, I forgot to mention the new, we changed the group since last time to the new Adegen branding. And instead of this backdrop, Hair Loss Secrets, we're changing everything to our new Adegen backdrop. So this is going to be our new backdrop moving forward. I was hoping it was going to get here by today to use it tonight, but it didn't make it. But we will. This is the new design that we came up with. It's ordered, and then we should be getting that. I think it's supposed to come this weekend or by Monday. So next 2 weeks from now, we'll definitely have the new one. But we ordered this because, and this is kind of what the email that went out yesterday was talking about is, guys, we're constantly asking ourselves, how can we serve and make the biggest impact and help the most? And just like this group is such a valuable asset to everybody in the group because it's a community, I think by me being able to share, my experience and my frameworks and how I basically through video is kind of my point. I think, I personally learn a lot better through video than I do reading and I think it's really cool to be able to engage with you guys and be really more transparent and be more open with you guys. And I think I can communicate my message better. And I think you guys can understand it better through video. So all that to say is, moving forward, what we're working on, what we're going to do is, and we're also like, guys, how can we just do stuff that nobody's ever done before and really make a big difference? So what we're going to do, guys, is every question that you guys have, and I don't care how small it is, how simple it is, there's no bad question. I'm going to create a freaking video for every single question that anybody could ever ask or has or posts or whatever it is about Adegen, about hair loss, about anything, revolved around the protocol. I'm going to record a video for every single question. So you guys can post your questions anywhere. You can email us. You can post them in the group. But we're going to get every single question answered, and it's going to be a personal video for me. Because if you guys have the question, that means that thousands of other people are thinking or having that question as well. So we're going to do, with this backdrop, we're going to have a YouTube channel, and we're also going to put that on the FAQ page. And that's what I'm super thankful for Austin. Austin is a brilliant guy and really, really tech savvy. So we're working on, because guys, the truth is we're really just getting started. I'm very confident that Adegen is going to be the biggest hair loss company in the world, and we're going to have millions of clients. And we're trying to figure out how do we handle all that, and how do we scale, and how are we able to support. How do we really support and help people at a bigger scale, and without compromising on the quality of the message and the quality of the communication and the education. So I think that this is going to be a really important thing that we can do to really help answer questions and really, really just help because it definitely is a unique, it's a unique protocol. It's a unique mechanism of why this stuff works and how to do it. And I really didn't realize all the questions, it's been a really interesting journey for me as well. And I've had to grow a lot because I didn't realize all of the questions that I would get that I thought, I would be able to explain one time or say one time. But I've gotten so many questions and all kinds of different little questions that are really slight little different questions that I never even imagined people would be asking. So great learning for me, great journey for me. So that's the goal, is to create just a ton of video, or a single video for every single question that can possibly be asked. We're going to have a place for it. So then we'll be able to direct people when they have questions. We'll be able to, basically answer their question. And then anybody that has that question in the future, we'll be able to send them right to that video and get them an answer right away. So that's coming soon, guys. We're going to start working on that next week. How are we doing on time? Oh boy, 56 minutes. Okay. You guys doing okay? I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging there with me. So this is one that's, I think, really, really important. Shedding. I get this question a lot. And Paul, who I'm super thankful for, dude, Paul's an awesome dude, has had great results with Adegen. And if you guys have been in the group for long, you know Paul very well, because he has just gone above and beyond and has spent so much time and has helped so many people and answered so many questions, and just an incredible human. But he posted this last week or 2 weeks ago saying, so I've seen a lot of questions about the concern of the initial hair shedding. Keep in mind that shedding is a normal phase, that we should expect us every day to shed our hair. However, I did notice a lot of you in the first 3 weeks or so of using Adegen, my hair shed more than normal, and I was concerned. I asked John about it, and he told me extra shedding was a sign that Adegen is working, so don't worry about it. At the time, I was shedding a good amount of hair that filled out most of my palm. Well, after a few weeks, that got less and less, and now I'm about 4 months in, and I hardly have any extra hair shedding in almost 3 months. So don't get discouraged when this happens to you. Below is a picture of this morning what I see now every day instead of a clump of hair in my hand. So I know this is a big concern for people, and I get this a lot, is the question about hair shedding. So the first thing is hair shedding. When you start using Adegen and you just got this new system, right? Adegen's new, you're doing something, you're brushing your scalp aggressively and using this, different type of shampoo that you've never done before. There's this thing in our brain called the reticular activating system. And it's like when you buy a new car, you never noticed this car before, but now you have this new car, and now you start seeing this new car everywhere. So first and foremost, you're really hyper aware. And you're paying much more attention than your normal routine, right? Because again, the hardest thing to do is get people to change. And when you start making changes, you're really hyper aware of this change. So I personally think that shedding definitely is getting, you're being more sensitive and you're being more aware of it than actually what's really happening with the shedding. However, shedding is a normal process, whether you use Adegen or not. We shed on average 100 hairs a day. We have over 100,000 hair follicles on our head and 100,000 hairs. So that is the body's normal way of replicating itself. So when a hair comes out, that does not equal hair loss. Hair loss is when the hair follicle is getting starved of oxygen nutrients from the blood supply, and it's not healthy because it's not getting the nutrients and things to be able to produce hair, and the hair gets thinner and thinner and thinner until eventually the hair follicle is so weak that it cannot produce hair. But shedding is just when, there's 3 different phases of the hair cycle. The anagen is what is the growth phase, and Adegen is what inspired by that name. Adegen stands for adding growth. But as the hair transitions through this cycle, it releases the current hair and a new hair shaft is pushing out that old hair. So there is something, that the term shedding is really referring to, it was a term around minoxidil. I also think that retin A helps increase the shed because that also helps the ingredients penetrate the epidermis that expedites the process. So hair shedding, if you guys are seeing hair shedding in the beginning, you're also using the SM brush and you're brushing your scalp vigorously. And so all that hair that would normally come out and shed within the day, you're really seeing that all at once. So you think you're seeing a lot more hair come out than normal. And yes, it is more than normal because you're all doing it at once. But guys, don't worry about shedding. And even if you were to see a lot of shedding, all that would possibly mean is the best case scenario that new hair is growing and forming, and the hair cycle and the anagen cycle just started and it's pushing out the old hair and new hair is growing. So that honestly is like the best case scenario. I don't think it happens as much as people think it does, but if it does, be super happy and be super thankful that that's happening, because that's a great sign. Don't worry about hair shedding. And even if you have it, it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks the most when you start the new protocol. So if you give it 2 to 3 weeks and you have the rest of your life to have healthy full hair, I think that's, in my opinion, a great trade-off. So shedding, don't worry about it. It's a great sign if it happens. Stick to the protocol. You have to be consistent for 90 days. And you can't be concerned or you can't start worrying that you're not seeing results or that you're seeing shedding before 90 days, guys. You got to give it 3 months of consistent use. And the biggest mistake I see people is not using enough topical solution. And there's a lot of reasons why, all the products in the market say 1 ml, and that's because that's what the FDA approved it for back in the 80s, because that was what the patent applied for. So now, if we were to say use 2 mLs or use 3 mLs, we'd literally have to file for a new patent with the FDA, which costs on average $2.5 to $3 billion. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical information, but the biggest mistake that I see personally is that people don't use enough topical solution. So you need to use at the beginning. The most important part of this entire thing is the first 90 days, because you're going from a lot of us years and years of chronic hair loss, and we're trying to turn that around in 90 days, which is absolutely happening and possible. But the first 90 days are critical to reverse this disease. So you really want to be disciplined, you really want to be consistent, and you want to make sure that you're using enough shampoo and topical solution. And I recommend 2 to 3 mLs for the first 90 days, depending on how severe your hair loss is, to make sure that you're covering your entire scalp with enough topical solution. So that's what I wanted to say about shedding, because I know a lot of you guys are concerned about it. David asked, hey guys, question about, am I brushing too hard? After I do, my scalp is visibly pink red for the rest of the evening and part of the next day. Thanks in advance. So David, as far as brushing too hard, guys, can you brush too hard? Absolutely. You can do anything too much, and you can do, there's a balance to every single thing in life. So, can you brush too hard? Absolutely. The question is, are you brushing too hard, particularly in this case? So you want to brush when your scalp is visibly pink or red. That's actually a good sign, in my opinion. And what I do personally, because what that is doing, it's red because it's causing inflammation, and it's causing that's stimulating the blood flow. I mean, if you twist your ankle, if you're I've had a lot of sports injuries, but if you're playing sports or whatever, if you trip on the steps and you twist your ankle swells up with blood flow, and that's a protective mechanism. You trigger the body's natural healing response, and it sends a ton of blood flow to that area, because that's what blood does, right? The blood is our body's vehicle for healing and nutrients. So when you twist your ankle and you damage a ligament, or you damage your ankle, the body sends a bunch of blood to that area. So that's why this brushing is so powerful, because not only are you removing the outer, the dead skin and the dandruff and the sebum that are blocking and clogging your pores, but you're helping remove that outer layer of the dead skin, which helps the ingredients penetrate the scalp. But you're also stimulating and you're creating micro trauma to the scalp, which triggers the body's natural healing mechanism to send blood flow to that area. So brushing is very, very, very important. And I do say aggressive brushing. So I'm going to show you guys how I brush tonight. But it's not about pushing super hard and just trying to kill your scalp. It's more about brushing, but brushing more strokes than it is being super, super hard. But the question is, how do you know when you're brushing too hard? You don't want to push past the point of pain. You want to brush to where your scalp gets a little sensitive and you're like, yeah, I can feel that it's sensitive, it's a little tender, but not to the point of pain. So if you see any bleeding, if you see any scabs the next day, or if it hurts really badly, you're brushing too hard. A little bit of redness is fine. Also, I've noticed that with the 5 that has the retin A, your scalp is a little bit more tender because, again, that's the cell turnover to increasing the speed of the generating that new layer of skin on the epidermis. So you can be a little bit more sensitive with that. So you have to let sensitivity be the guide, but a little bit of redness is fine. If it's going into the next day, I would say that you're probably brushing a little bit too hard. So I would take it a little bit easy, but yeah, brushing is very good. And if you can handle it, as long as it's not bleeding or causing any scabs, then that's a good sign. Okay, so William asked, does Adegen contain minoxidil? So this is a really good question that I get often. And yes, the topical solution, the shampoo does not, but every topical solution we currently offer does have minoxidil. It's actually the only pharmaceutical ingredient API in the topical solution. And people will ask me, well, John, you bash on minoxidil. You say that minoxidil is not the answer to hair loss, but why do you have minoxidil in your topical solution? I get it. Well, I say that minoxidil is not the solution to hair loss because if minoxidil was the solution to hair loss, then nobody would have hair loss anymore because minoxidil has been around since 1950 and used for hair loss since 1950. And I used Rogaine religiously when I was, a freshman in college, my senior year, graduating high school. I used Rogaine and Propecia, the 2 FDA approved hair loss solutions, religiously, and I kept losing my hair. And I couldn't understand how in the heck am I using what's approved by the FDA and a promised solution to hair loss, but I'm still losing my hair. So minoxidil is a vasodilator. As you know, we lose our hair because of a blood flow restriction to the hair follicle. So minoxidil is a vasodilator. It helps increase the diameter of the vessel. It helps increase blood flow. So that's a good thing. But the analogy that I use is, it's like if you have a garden hose and you have a kink in the garden hose that is restricting the water to get through the hose. It's like going over the faucet to try to turn up the pressure to get more water to come out without removing the kink. So that's why minoxidil alone is not a very effective hair loss solution. It is an effective ingredient for sure. I think there's definitely benefits to minoxidil. I think it's actually very safe. I used to take 10 milligrams of Lonitin, which is the drug minoxidil. That's the brand name. I took it orally because I read about it in a blog, and I took that for quite a while and had rapid heart rates and all kinds of things. And to take that amount, you'd have to drink about 5 bottles of the topical solution per day to consume that amount of minoxidil. But it's extremely, extremely safe, in my personal opinion. And I think there's no other drug. I'm completely opposed to Propecia and finasteride or anything that is a DHT blocker. But minoxidil is a good ingredient, but it does nothing. It does absolutely zero to actually do anything that is causing the cause of hair loss. So minoxidil is treating the symptom of hair loss, which is the blood flow, but it does nothing to actually stop the cause of hair loss, which is the restriction. So yes, we do have minoxidil in it, but and I think that increases the benefit of the solution, but that is not the reason why the Adegen topical solution works so well. And the reason why it does work so well is the ARB, which is the fatty acid complex that we use that basically binds to the hair follicle in place of where DHT would bind. So we don't block DHT. We don't reduce DHT. DHT is a natural healthy hormone that we need to be healthy. But the solution inhibits DHT from attaching to the hair follicle very safely, so it treats the cause. So that's why. We have other ingredients in the topical solution as well, like caffeine that increases the rate of hair growth and is good for the hair. And also the shampoo has, so minoxidil is a rubefacient. I don't need to get into all this. Sorry. Okay. Well, let's ask a quick question. Is the product supposed to restore your hair to the full thickness that it was once? And is it possible to restore your hair and regrow from all the follicles you had in your teenage years? So guys, again, the reason why Adegen is so successful is because all it is really doing is it's allowing the body to function the way the body was naturally designed to function. So if you remove the blockage and if you remove the problems that our hormones are causing at the hair follicle level, your hair follicle will do the rest. So all we're doing, and yes, minoxidil does help, and we have other ingredients that help stimulate hair growth and things like that to give it, a boost. But what Adegen, the reason why Adegen is so effective is because it's really just allowing your body to function the way that the body was designed. And the body's an amazing, miraculous machine. So yes, you can absolutely restore your hair follicle and your hair thickness. It will absolutely restore your hair thickness to its full health. And my hair now is better than it was when I was in college. It's better than my senior year in high school. So yes, absolutely. Illy said, I have a derma roller, my scalp before, and I must say that Adegen derma roll is so impressive and great quality. No tangles at all. She says, how often should I replace the derma roller? So great question. The derma roller should be replaced anytime that the needles get bent or damaged immediately. But with normal use, you should replace it on average about 3 months. And I put this picture here, guys, and I mentioned this before, so there's a lot of people that have probably heard this already. But guys, if this roller on the right, and I get messages, John, I can buy a roller on Amazon for $8. Why is yours so expensive? Guys, that roller on the right is literally a knife blade that is designed to look like a roller. That's a stamped metal. If you look at that under magnification, you really don't even need to look at under magnification for this, but you can see it's stamped metal. It's a serrated metal, and that's literally a serrated knife that you're rolling on your scalp. And rather than making perfect punctures at 90 degrees to go into your scalp, that is literally cutting through and destroying your epidermis and can permanently damage your hair follicle. So that's really, really bad. You do not want to use that. And yes, the Adegen roller is designed specifically for the scalp. You can see that the needle configuration is completely different. The diameter, the depth, everything is proprietary, specifically made for the hair follicle. But how often should you replace it? You should replace it every 3 months on average, because you'll know when you start using it and it starts getting a little bit more painful. When you use it the first month, like it's like butter. You can feel it just really, it rolls right. It pushes through, less pain. Like the first time you use it, you'll definitely feel it. I'm not going to tell you it's painless, but as you use it and the needles get a little bit duller, it will hurt a little bit more. So that's when you know it's time to replace it. But you'll find your own rhythm when you start using it and you get used to it. You'll know when it's time to replace your roller. But on average, I would say every 3 months. From the research I read on derma rolling the scalp, they said to do it 1 to 2 times a week because the scalp needs time to heal from the tiny wounds. I've read that people are rolling here every day. So there's the recommendation for how many times to roll per week. I have recommended every 3 days. That was kind of like, that's what I do, once or twice a week. I used to roll. I've done it all. I used to roll every day. I used to roll till I was bleeding. I've tried everything. But my personal recommendation, again, it's not about trying to go be obsessive at the beginning and overdo it at the beginning, because it's more, again, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So success, I even posted something in the group this week. Success, it takes time. So you have to be consistent over time. So I would much rather you do it every 3 days, for 6 months, being consistent, than doing it, 5 days in a row and then skipping a week. So I would recommend every 3 days. If you wanted to do it more, you could do it every other day. Yes, you can do it every day, but the problem with doing it, and again, you can over roll, because when you use the shampoo and the brushes, if you roll too much, your scalp is going to be too tender to be able to use the brushes. And the brushes are what are removing that dead skin and dandruff. So you don't want it to be too sensitive to where you can't use the brushes. So I think every 3 days is perfect. Here's the question again. Danny asks, will I see better results if I roll every day? You can roll every day, Danny, but the best results are going to come from you being consistent over time. So it's not about rolling, every day, every other day. Every other day is fine. I think it's better to roll longer and more aggressively once every 3 days than it is to roll every day, personally. So that would be my suggestion. Oh, and then niacin. He asks, I've also been hearing a lot of people talk about niacin. This is going to be an FAQ page, but I actually ran out of niacin, and I just took niacin again for this morning. And I look just like Ryan here on the right. I was beet red for about 20 minutes, and I was itchy. But guys, I'm a huge believer in niacin. I think it's great for your hair, but I also think there's just a plethora of health benefits for your brain. It's great for cardiovascular disease and heart disease, which is the #1 killer in America. And the reason why it's great for cardiovascular disease, which is what I relate hair loss to, it's very similar, which is a blood flow restriction to the heart. So I think it really is really good for circulation. So I do like niacin. I personally take niacin. There's a very, very small percentage of people that have elevated liver enzymes. And that is the only risk with niacin because it's a water soluble vitamin. If anything that you take that you don't use, it gets, you pee it out. But there's a way less than 1% of the population that have elevated liver enzymes that can cause, a potential damage to your liver if you take a high dose of niacin. But because I get that question a lot, people read about it. So yes, you should get your blood tested. And if you have elevated liver enzymes, that is the only risk with niacin. But I personally think 500 milligrams in the morning and 500 milligrams at night is great. On an empty stomach, I take it. And also, I used to take 3,000 milligrams a day, 1,500 in the morning and 1,500 at night. But I think 500 is plenty. Christian asked, apply the topical at. This was really cool because I saw he said, it was a poll, morning and night, anytime. So guys, the goal of the topical solution is to be on the scalp as long as possible. You want to allow the longest amount of contact time as possible. So I recommend you doing it after you shampoo. I personally do it at night, usually about an hour before I go to sleep. The only risk with doing it at night is you don't want it to apply the topical solution and then lay on your pillow and it just gets absorbed by your pillow. So Cole actually really kind of gave me, changed my opinion a little bit about it. He showers in the morning and then uses the brush, just goes through a shower routine, and then he dries his hair and scalp, and then he applies the topical solution and leaves it on all day and all night. So guys, it depends on you, but you want to leave it on for the longest amount of time as possible. So I usually do it at night. And if you don't shower that next day, you want to still apply the topical solution because you're getting a double dose and you're now doing it for a double amount of contact time. This was a great question. So Dan asked, I'm looking at this product. Would it be good for someone that's had a hair transplant? Also, I see ingredients that are minoxidil, doing research that if you stop minoxidil, your hair will fall out. Okay, so hair transplants, guys. I've been really open and honest about that, that I've had a hair transplant when I was younger. And then a year after that, I went back to the doctor because I was still losing my hair. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, but you're probably going to need 3 or 4 more surgeries. I was like, what the hell? Like, I was under the impression that a hair transplant was the final solution to hair loss. And I've shown countless images of people that have had hair transplants that still lose their hair. So yes, it is perfect, in fact, for people that have had a hair transplant because it will keep you from never needing to have a hair transplant again. And there's been multiple people that have commented and messaged me that actually, Alex, I think, was even on here earlier, and he was saying that he was considering getting a hair transplant, and Sean was considering getting a hair transplant, and actually sent his before pictures were pictures of him that he sent to the hair transplant doctor to get a quote and to send them to the doctor, and now has regrown their hair with Adegen and not needed a hair transplant. So you can absolutely prevent a hair transplant using Adegen, but if you did have a hair transplant, yes, it will really help you because all it does is really keep your hair and hair follicles healthy. And as far as stopping minoxidil, that your hair all falls out, the reason why they say that is it's not because when you stop minoxidil, all of a sudden your hair all falls out. It's because if you are having benefits from minoxidil or any product or solution, just like Adegen, if you use, or if you are brushing your teeth, or if you're working out, if you're eating a healthy diet, if you stop that, you will eventually go back to your previous state. So that's why I say yes. Just like anything else in life, if you use, it's not just minoxidil, but if you use Adegen and then you stop using Adegen completely, you will go back to that previous state. But like you've seen in the images tonight, a lot of people have even regrown their hair with just using the shampoo and brushing. So I definitely recommend the topical solution to regrow your hair, and then you can maintain with the brushing and the shampoo. Okay, Melissa asks, is it more important or effective if you wash your hair every day? So far, I've been washing every other day. I started this almost 30 days ago, and I'm still shedding more than I like, although it seems to have slowed down the last day or two. And I'm seeing so many new sprouts, and I couldn't be more excited. Okay, so this is another question that I get all the time. How often should I wash my hair? Guys, I recommend that you wash your hair every time that you shower, because if you're showering, that gives you the opportunity to wash your hair. So yes, there is a benefit, and you absolutely can wash your hair every day with the Adegen shampoo. And you will get a benefit by using the Adegen shampoo and the brushing. Now, however, if you don't shower every day, you don't have to shower every day and use the shampoo every day, because if you don't shower, what I tell people is you want to use the topical every day regardless. But on days that you don't shower, so if you shower every other day, on that day that you don't shower, you use the topical solution again. You're putting a double dose on the previous dose. And so you're getting the double amount of contact time, and you're getting a double dose of the topical, which is a increased benefit. So that also, that kind of balances the, showering every day and washing your hair with the shampoo every day. So it kind of balances itself out. Which one is more effective? Should I shower every other day and use 2 topicals, or should I shower every day and use a topical? That's up to you guys. It depends on your lifestyle. If you're working out, if you're sweating, if you don't shower, like whatever. But again, that is not what's going to make you successful or not with Adegen. What's going to make you successful is being consistent. So I recommend you I recommend that you shampoo every time that you do shower. And on days that you don't shower, you still use the shampoo. So if you don't shower every 2 days, or every even 3 days, like if you're going out or whatever, if you're busy, if you're in quarantine, just still use the topical solution every day and shampoo every time that you shower. So I hope that answers the question. Leighton turned 20 in July. Unfortunately, I'm not blessed with gray hair. My entire family is bald. I have more hair than I did in my 20 when I shaved my head. Let's see. I'm wondering if I just use a shampoo, brush, and roller, if I can have results. So Leighton, you're the type of person, and I see your picture, dude, you remind me, you're there with your mom, with your football uniform on, dude. That reminds me of my high school picture. You're exactly the type of person that Adegen was created for, brother. And it's awesome to be able to serve you, and that you're in this community. And I would have done anything to be at your phase and to have something like Adegen. So I'm very excited for you to be here. And I would highly recommend at the beginning, because yes, you are starting to lose your hair, and your hair is getting thinner. You can see that hairline in the temples is getting thinner, and you're starting to recede, and the overall hair is thinner as well. And that is a clear sign that that the hair loss is, your hair follicles are being restricted to blood flow. So yes, you could just start with the shampoo, but I recommend you starting with the topical solution at also. Because at the first 90 days, guys, are the most important, because you want to do everything you can to reverse that disease as soon as possible. So rather than prolonging it, you want to give it everything you possibly can, in my opinion, to reverse it. And then once you reverse that, your hair follicles will be healthier. It's easier to maintain. So yes, I recommend that you do everything you can that first 90 days to be really consistent. If I were you, Leighton, I would use a topical solution. Especially now, unfortunately, we're out of shampoo. That's really your only option, but I would absolutely recommend a topical solution. Okay, guys, I know we're going. It's been a long night. We've already been on for an hour and 20. I really appreciate you guys. Let me slide over here and look at some of the comments. How's everybody doing tonight, y'all? I appreciate you guys. Christian, Austin, have I missed any comments, guys? I'm looking through here. Everything looks good. I use a topical 15 for the first month, and I has more hair on my hands also. Then I stopped. Now I rarely see hair on my hands. Like John said, it's part of the process. Your scalp is freaked out. Perfect. Today's, you appreciate it. My hair is shedding. Awesome. Trust the process. Cool. Okay. Guys, so I'm going to go through my routine real quick, which I always do at the end. I appreciate you guys joining me and being on here for, an hour and a half now, talking about hair loss and hair growth. So, and it's more than that. I don't want to minimize what we're talking about here, because what we're talking about here is health and wellness and feeling good, guys, because that's really what it comes down to, is feelings and emotions. And if I can help you guys feel better, that makes me feel better. And that's what it's all about. So, The shampoo and brushing, guys, is the foundation. We will have more of this, and I actually held 15 bottles back because we're going to do some cool things. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with those yet, but we're going to do some giveaways for people in the group for certain things. Like I don't know exactly what yet, but I have an idea for it. So we got some shampoos. We're going to do some cool things with that. But the shampoo and the brushing is the foundation. And if you don't have the shampoo now, I still definitely recommend the brushing. But the first thing that you do, you get in the shower and you really rinse your hair and your scalp with warm water. Hot water, like what Christian said earlier, is great because you really want to open up that epidermis. The law of thermodynamics, anything under temperature, it expands. And that's what we want the epidermis to do. So get in, rinse your hair, get all the stuff, that will help if you have product in there or if you have anything in, just rinse it, get with warm water, take the shampoo, really massage it in, just develop a really good suds going with the shampoo. And then with the shampoo in, guys, you take the brushes, and I'm going to really brush my scalp good tonight. This is exactly what I do, because if you feel your scalp is itchy, like I worked out earlier, my scalp is a little itchy. So I really want to really clean my scalp really, really well. So I start on one side, and this is with the shampoo in. So you're in the shower, you have the shampoo in, and I'm brushing. You don't have to push super, super hard, but you're just brushing. And you can do, people have asked, back to front, front to back. You can do whatever really works best for you. But I have always just kind of gone front to back, but I start on one side and I'm just brushing. And you will find what works for you. You will find your own rhythm. And as you go, you just go from one side to the other. And this is, like I said, this is stimulating blood flow. You can really, you can feel your scalp, tingling. You can feel your scalp and your epidermis, removing dead skin, and it gets a little sensitive. But this is incredible, guys, incredible. So even if you don't have the shampoo, I still really recommend brushing every day with the brushes. I also like the Tangle Teezer brushes for dry hair. Like right now, my hair, guys, my hair is thicker than it was in high school. So sometimes the Tangle Teezer, and that's the challenge, is the Tangle Teezer, the bristles aren't stiff enough to really get through my hair and to the scalp. So that's why I really like the SM brushes. But some people will, like the Tangle Teezer as well. I do as well sometimes, but the SM brushes, I really, really, really aggressively brush the scalp. Okay. And don't worry about, hair coming off or this or that. Like if you take care of the hair follicles, the hair will take care of itself. So you're really brushing aggressively. You can brush from front to back in circles, like whatever you want to do. And women that have asked me like, how the heck do I brush my hair if I have really long hair? If you're having a hard time brushing through your hair, what I recommend, if you're going to do it in the shower, Alex, have a great night, brother. Good to see you. If you are a woman and you're in the shower and you're having a hard time, what you can do first is actually put in a conditioner. And a conditioner will help you brush through your hair so you can get your hair all going in one direction. And it will help, make it more easily to pass through your hair because the conditioner. And you can really brush your scalp with the conditioner in, really, really brush aggressively with the conditioner, wash that out, then apply the shampoo, and then let the shampoo sit for the remainder of the shower. Okay. So you want to allow the longest amount of contact time as possible with the shampoo. So shampoo, the first thing that you do when you get in the shower, rinse it out, the last thing that you do, and then you can apply a conditioner or a leave-in conditioner. But yes, you can absolutely use a conditioner or any styling products after you get out of the shower. And then once your scalp is dry, you can do it after you shower. You can do it at night, whatever you want to do. The next step is the roller and the topical solution. So the roller is very similar to the brush. What it does is it creates microtrauma, micropores, and it helps the topical solution penetrate the epidermis of the hair follicle. So I roll, and you can do it, I don't even have to look anymore, but I just roll over the area back and forth, and I kind of divide my head into two areas, the back and the front. So I roll over every area 15 times, 10, 15 times. back and forth. You can go from side to side. You can go front to back, whatever you want to do. But especially in any thinning or balding areas, you want to make sure that you're rolling adequately over that spot. Okay, so that's the crown and the back, and then I come up to the front. And this roller is designed to not pull the hair. But you know, my hair is pretty thick and it's all over the place right now. So like if you're a woman and you have long hair, you can kind of just pull it down or push it down in one direction to keep the hair kind of flat. And you're just going, you know, forward and back in shorter strokes. And if you feel like it gets caught or tugged in the hair of the roller, all you need to do is just lift it up and put it right back on the scalp. So I was really, really thinning right in this area here, which you can tell that I'm not anymore. But this area right in the middle is where was really sensitive to hair loss. So I make sure that I roll pretty well there. Then I come over here, I do the hairline. Okay, and then I do the temple. And guys, this whole area, I know I've talked about having a hair transplant. Look how thick and healthy this hair is right here. This is completely, if you look at my before pictures, this is not from a hair transplant whatsoever. This is 100% regrown from using the roller and the Adegen topical solution. Same with this side, okay? And you can tell because you can see how thin the hair is like at the beginning. So this is completely all natural from doing exactly what I'm showing you guys how to do. Okay, come here. Okay, you can tell it's a little red. And then immediately following the roller, I take the topical solution. This is the 15. I squeeze the dropper a couple times. I get a full dropper. And I use 2 full droppers per day. But I'll start in the back. I make tiny little circles with the dropper on the scalp. So you touch the dropper to the scalp and you go around in little circles. You really don't have to squeeze much. And as you're going around and it's touching the scalp, the solution is coming out on the scalp. And on days that you roll, you'll feel it sting a little bit, and you should feel it sting a little bit because the solution has alcohol in it, and alcohol, when you put it on an open wound, it burns a little bit. So that's a good sign, actually, that you rolled sufficiently enough. So when you apply the topical solution and you feel a little burn after you roll, or even after you brush or whatever, that's a good sign. Okay, so I go around here. Ever so slightly, squeezing the dropper, not really much. And if I had a mirror, it'd be easier. But again, I've done it so much. So that's basically 1 full dropper. And if you don't want to take your whole hand and rub it in, because what you're going to do is take all the topical solution off your scalp and onto your hand. So you can use 1 finger. And if it tends to run, or if it's dripping, you know, on your forehead or whatever, running down your forehead, you can rub it in a little bit with just 1 finger. But you really don't need to rub it in too much. Okay, so that's the back of my head. Again, I said I separated it into 2 halves. I do another full dropper. I squeeze the dropper a couple times, and now I'll come and I'll do the front half. So I'm coming here. I'm putting the topical solution on the temples, and I'll rub it in with just 1 finger. I'll come over to the other side. I'll do my temple, rub it in. Okay. And then I'll come here and I will do the front half of my head, hair. I'll make sure that I get, and it's interesting looking at the camera because everything's backwards. So it's completely different than the way I do it in the mirror. But I'll make sure that I get the hairline. And again, it's, you know, you can tell it's not running down my forehead, but if it ever does run, all you do is just rub it in just a little bit with just 1 finger. But you just want to make sure that you cover that. You want to make sure, especially at the very beginning, that you're covering that entire area with enough topical solution. And again, the first 90 days, guys, is critical. Don't be stingy or try to conserve the products the first 90 days, because that is the most critical time frame that there is. You want to make sure that you're using plenty of topical solutions that first 90 days. And that's it, guys. That's the entire routine. I mean, how long did that take me? 3 minutes. Shouldn't really take you any longer than brushing your teeth. Okay, this is a good question. Jace asks, does heat destroy the topical? Could you blow dry it for better effect, or is it better wet and oily? Jace, you definitely do not want to blow dry the topical solution, because the goal of the topical solution is to penetrate the epidermis to get to the hair follicle. If you blow dry the topical solution when it's on, that's going to crystallize the ingredients. It's going to crystallize the solution, and it's going to screw up the absorption of the solution of the topical. So you want to allow that to dry completely normally. You don't want to try to speed up that process of drying the topical solution. So allow the topical solution to dry normally. Don't use a blow dryer to try to expedite the drying process, because it's going to crystallize the ARB, and it's also going to crystallize the other ingredients in the base, and it will impede the absorption of the solution. So good question. Guys, I appreciate you all so much. I know this was a long one tonight, guys. An hour and a half. I appreciate you guys. We've been crazy busy. I'm a little tired tonight, but I really, really appreciate you guys. Is there anything else that I can do or answer for you guys? Jace, my pleasure, brother. It's a really good question. Let's see here. Do I got to start with the Niacin, or can I just do the shampoo? Great question. You absolutely do not have to use Niacin. 100%, you don't have to use Niacin to have full results. I do think that there are some benefits with Niacin for the hair, but I think actually the most benefits of Niacin are outside of even for hair growth, for brain health, and for heart health. So no, Niacin is not required or even actually part of the Adegen process, and the majority of the pictures of people that you've seen tonight do not take Niacin. So you do not need Niacin. Justin Kershaw, who you've seen in the group, has had unbelievable results, and he doesn't take Niacin. So no, you do not need Niacin. My man Paul in the house, answering questions like always, dude. Paul, you're such a great guy, man. So thankful to have you in the group, and people like you, Paul, are the reason why this group is such a special place to be, and such a valuable place to be. So guys, yeah, and this group, guys, I want you to know I'm really thankful. Like, look, there's a bunch of people still on after going, an hour and a half. So I want you to know how much I appreciate that. How like, guys, time is our most precious commodity, or our resource, and for you guys to be on this with me means a lot to me, and I don't take that lightly, and I want to do everything I can to serve you at the highest level too, where you're not wasting your time. I hope that you're getting value from this. I hope that we're making a difference in your life, and I am so committed and obsessed with the quality of all of our products to making hair loss history for you. So that's what this movement is. That's what Adegen is. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm passionate about what I'm doing. That's why I'm hiring the top talent to build a team, and engineers and chemists and PhDs, and like the guy that we are working with, super cool guy, that his name's Mike, that is working, industrial designer, used to work at Boeing. So the guy is not cheap, if you can imagine. So that's why, when people ask about pricing, I will never, ever spare or compromise quality for price. I'm obsessed with quality, and the best, like the Mercedes motto, the best or nothing is something that I love that motto. Ours is results or nothing, so I kind of stole it from them. But we will never compromise on quality or effectiveness for anything. So, and I promise you that, because these solutions and these products are first and foremost made for me. I am the #1 customer. I use these myself. And I can promise you, if there's anybody that doesn't want to lose their hair, it's this guy. So that's my promise and my commitment to you. I appreciate you guys. If there's anything that I missed here, Mina, you're so awesome. I appreciate you. You're an incredible member of our community as well, Mina, and I see all the love and support that you that you've been a leader in the female community, and it's super cool to see. So I really appreciate you. Paul, my man, I love you too, brother. I mean that. I appreciate you being here. Okay, so this is a good question. I'm not sure who asked this because it just says Facebook user, but it said, "Hey John, I'm almost 50 and I'm concerned that my follicles are totally dead. Can I recover a dead follicle with the product?" So this is hard for me to answer because, first of all, the last thing that I want to do is overpromise and underdeliver. But there's a lot of people in this group that, and again, all the results that I've showed tonight are just from the past 3 weeks. But you can go into through the group and look at results. And guys, I haven't even had time. Like, that's the thing. We could sell so much more Adegen if we really put all these results and everything together in a place and try to market it. But it's like we don't need to, like, we're selling a lot of products, and but the goal is to serve. So you can go in the group and you can see a bunch of before and after pictures of people like Alex that was just on here. He was significantly, I mean, he's had hair loss for probably 25, 30 years. And Eunice Ali is another guy to look at. Lauren Sprigg is another guy to look at that have had incredible results with dramatic hair loss. And when I would have seen them in the beginning, I would have said, dude, I don't know if it's, I can't make you any really promises because you're not the ideal client for Adegen. But they have completely restored almost their entire head of hair, which has even challenged what I believe to be possible. And it's challenged my belief about, hair follicles being dead or not. So I do think there's a lot more possible than what we believe. And I've seen it with my own eyes. But if that's a really good question. So I suggest that you would look through the group, do your own research, see if you see people that are like you that have had the results that, and I also have some other cool things that I'm working on to bring some other people in and interview them in the group so you can hear from other people as well. But yeah, man, the last thing that I want to do is to promise you yes, and then and that you don't get the results that you're looking for. So you can also send us a picture or at support@adegen.com, and I'll try to give you some better feedback. But cool. Okay. Wait 90 days, then you can judge. Okay. Christian, thank you for that. Dude, I'm grateful for you, brother. I appreciate you. Holly, you got me choked up tonight, girl. I love you. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so happy for you. And I think about you all the time. So I love your results. I love your attitude. I love the fact that you're willing to share that and be vulnerable. And I can promise you that you've inspired and you've helped a lot of people with that post. So thank you very much. Cool, guys. An hour and 42 minutes. Insane. So I really, really appreciate you. Next, we'll see you guys again in 2 weeks. And what I'm going to do with the videos, I think, is I'm actually going to come live in the group when I start answering all these questions and just doing a video for every question. So you'll be seeing a lot more of me. I'm just going to pop in, I think, to record the question live, and then we're going to save it, upload it to YouTube. So we're going to have a different look in the back here soon. And we're going to have the branding dialed in and the new backdrop and everything like that. Hopefully I'm going to be out of this cold weather and somewhere with a little bit more sunshine. Naveen, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you very much, man. Congrats on your results, dude. You look awesome, and super thankful for you. So, Holly, you're awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. A new record on Adegen TV. I love it. I appreciate you. I don't know who said this, but I appreciate you for saying that very much, man. It touches me a lot, and I will relay that message to our entire team because we have a lot of people that are working hard for you guys that are creating, I believe, life-changing products as well, and something that has changed my life. And all I'm really trying to do is just share that with you guys. So super grateful for you guys. I appreciate you guys. Jim, have a great night, brother. Appreciate y'all. You guys have a great rest of your week. We're going to get back and work hard on getting this the shampoo back in stock, and the new shampoo is going to have a new bottle and new label and the new updated design and stuff like that. So And hopefully we'll have the new brushes. That would be awesome if the new SM brushes launch with the new shampoo. So we'll see what happens. But I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great night. Have a great week. I'm here for you guys. And also Christian is now here. Yep. Paul, I appreciate you, brother. And guys, we're all, I mean, honestly, Paul, you're part of the team as well, man. Everybody here is Team Adegen. And so I appreciate everybody here. Paul, I appreciate you and all the things that you do for the people in this group. And I hope that you guys know that I appreciate you guys. So Sanjeev, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Justin, thank you. Yes, thank you. Appreciate it when you respond to my questions. My pleasure, dude. I hope I responded to all the questions. If I missed any question, guys, post it in the group, send us a message. There's that support feature on the website. So we're doing everything we can, but we're going to get a lot better at answering the questions with a personal video just like this. I'm starting to lose my voice, but we're going to, it's going to be a question on video that I specifically answer that exact question. So appreciate you guys doing everything we can here. The results are incredible. I'm super thankful. Life is good, guys. We're very, very blessed. I hope everybody stays safe and the families. Paul, dude, guys, Paul actually had COVID. So I know we chatted a little bit, Paul. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope it sounds like you're doing well in a full recovery. I had a lot of friends actually in California that all came down with it as well. So guys, I hope everybody stays safe, is healthy. And I hope you guys all have a great night. So thanks so much for your time. Hair loss is history. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great night. Thank you.